Imagine the most talented prospects in the world. Kids that were sometimes famous before they hit puberty because of how good they were at the sport that they chose to play. Generationally athletic players, guys that are surefire first overall draft picks from the time that they're 15 years old. Young men that are going to make millions of dollars as teenagers. Now imagine multiple of these guys playing on the same team and then getting dropped the fuck off in the biggest game of their life by a future rooms to go salesman and a Frontier Airlines pilot. That is why March Madness is peak basketball.
Seconds at midcourt. Jenkins gives it to Jenkins for the championship.
I'm better than you, my shape up better, my car faster, my drip better, my clothes fit better, my hoes better, my tattoos better, I'm stronger than you.
So first, to understand why I think the NCAA tournament is peak basketball, you have to understand the difference between college basketball's method for finding a champion and the NBA's method for finding a champion. Without a doubt, the NBA 7-game playoff method is the best way to find out who the best team in the league is. Any team can have an off night. The best team in the world isn't going to have 4 of them in a 7-game span. But in college basketball, one off night gets you sent home and you are a meme for decades to come. I'm not saying it's the highest level of basketball. I'm not saying it's the best competition out there, but it is undoubtedly the most entertaining form of basketball out there. Having 64 teams with a legitimate shot of beating any one of the others on any given night creates such a chaos and madness that is more entertaining than any sort of basketball you can ever watch. Cinderella story year after year after year. Schools that we have never fucking heard of. How many of y'all knew about Florida Gulf Coast University? How many of y'all knew about Loyola Marymount? For fuck's sake, Oakland University just beat Kentucky this season. And they're not even from Oakland, California. The school is in fucking Michigan.
So, I typed a text to a girl I used to see, saying that I chose this cutie pie with whom I want to be.
To truly understand why I think the NCAA tournament is more entertaining than the NBA playoffs or any other form of basketball is really the difference in players. I can't stress this enough. There is not another competition in the world where you can find guys that are going to be perennial all-stars, possibly faces of the game. Some of these guys are going to be on billboards in Times Square and posters plastered all over young kids' fucking walls when they're growing up. And they go out there and compete against you and me with a fucking future enterprise car salesman. It's a dude working at a travel agency, an H&R Block tax assistant, Simon and Garfunkel law firm associate, Toyota dealership service managers drop off the greatest players we've ever seen in high school. We're really watching dudes who are gonna light up the NBA get shit on. Jack Golke goes out here and becomes an overnight star for 2 games. Will he be remembered in 10 years? Probably not. But for that one moment, for that one night, he was the best player on the floor and he was sharing the court with 2 guys that are going top 10 in the NBA draft. Even in sports like soccer, their young talents come into these sports and they dominate early on if they're that special. You don't see them getting dropped off by a fucking bum. And it's not to say that young prospects in other sports don't get embarrassed by lower level competition. It happens all the time. You can just watch a full season of high school basketball and you'll see a highly ranked kid get outplayed by some kid that's never gonna play D1. But what makes March Madness so special is it's the biggest game of the year every single time they step on the floor. You absolutely have to have it that day. And it's been a big talking point for a couple of years if March Madness success should really affect someone's draft stock. And I think it should. The majority of good college basketball players at best will end up NBA role players. And being an elite NBA role player is about showing up every night and doing your job to the best of your ability. The more consistent you are, the more money you gain, the more teams want to have you. If you're capable of showing that you can show up every single night during the NCAA tournament, you're showing NBA teams exactly what they want to see.
Rick and Morty, Rick and Morty, Rick and Morty, Rick and Morty.
Another reason why I think the NCAA tournament is peak basketball is the celebrations after these guys win. It just means more. Now look, winning a ring in the NBA, it's awesome. Some of the most iconic sports photos ever have been taken after winning a championship. Kevin Garnett, anything is possible. LeBron, Cleveland, this is for you. You know, Michael Jordan crying on the ground after his dad died, Kobe holding the fucking trophy, all that shit, bruh. But I'm telling you right now, with all sincerity in my heart, I would rather be the hero on a college campus after winning March Madness as a Cinderella than winning an NBA championship. Everybody's got money at the NBA level. You're going out to clubs, you're partying, everyone's throwing themselves at you, da-da-da-da-da. On a college campus, winning a national title, you will be remembered by everybody. Can you imagine what Oakland University looked like for Jack Golke when he went back there? Granted, the man's like 27 years old, but still, going back to a college campus after winning a big game, there's nothing better than that. Absolutely nothing. Everybody looks up to you like you are a god walking around campus. That shit is different. Give me the college experience every time. It's not even remotely close. Bro, real shit. If you go out there and drop 40 in an NCAA tournament game and beat like Duke, and you go to a school like Rice, that party afterwards shits on any NBA Finals party. I don't care what you say. I also understand if you're a fan of X's and O's and you like real competitive basketball, and that's why you prefer the NBA playoff model above the NCAA tournament. But I'll be honest with you, there is no better display of parity in any other championship tournament than the NCAA one. Whenever you have 16 seeds capable of beating 1 seeds, 2 seeds losing to 15 seeds year after year after year, that type of shit shows you how close the competition really is. Unless you're UConn, I don't fucking get UConn right now. I'm gonna be honest. That UConn shit is ridiculous. They're blowing everybody out. Their head coach is also a sicko, bro. An absolute sicko. I bet all your money on UConn if you can. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that the NCAA tournament is peak basketball? Because I do. I honestly think it might be the best competition in all of American sports. And I believe that wholeheartedly. In no other place are you gonna find this wide of a discrepancy of players and backgrounds and stories, and they're all competing for the same title. And no one can predict what's coming next, but we will continue to watch motherfuckers that are gonna have a signature shoe with a major shoe company in 3 years get shit on by some kid that we're never gonna hear from in 5 years. It's peak basketball to me, that's all I know. I don't have an outro yet, but I'm working on that right now. This is my very first YouTube video, and if you guys made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you guys so much. If you're still here, go ahead and drop a like, a subscribe, go ahead and hit the bell notification, because I will be committing myself to growing this YouTube channel heavily over the next couple of years, man. I'm very excited to make this transition, and I appreciate you so much if you made it here. And also, you know, if you're here, go ahead and shoot me a DM on Instagram and say you made it to the end of the video. It would mean the absolute world to me to know that you guys are actually watching and enjoying the stuff that I'm putting out. So, as always, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.